Hello again. Although I shall not myself be voting for reform on July the 4th, an awful lot of people will be doing so, and the establishment in Britain, both left wing and right, are growing uneasy at the prospect. The BBC, the newspapers, and Labour and Conservative politicians are in favour of the prevailing arrangement, whereby our governments alternate between two parties whose policies are virtually identical. The thought of some frightful outsider muscling in, a fellow who doesn't play by the same rules, is an alarming one. Even youngsters appear to be interested in what Farage has to say. The Daily Mail, who you might have thought would be in favour of some of his ideas, has given a guide today to tactical voting designed to prevent reform from ousting Tory MPs. That's how the traditional and establishment right wing in this country views him. Meanwhile, the BBC and Channel 4 are both doing their best to organise hatchet jobs on reform. A Channel 4 programme recently featured what they claimed was a bombshell expose of the true nature of reform, with secret filming of an obviously well-spoken guy putting on a fake working-class accent and raving on like Alf Garnett. This fellow, Andrew Parker, is a professional actor who specialises in secret filming and advertises himself as being very good at what he calls rough voices. I didn't find it very good at all. I could spot him as a man posing as a working-class racist at 100 yards. The BBC are, of course, paying members of their audience £150 each to accuse Nigel Farage of hating immigrants and being racist. But then that is, I suppose, par for the course as far as the BBC are concerned. The take-home message from all this is that those who are comfortably off as part of what you might call the old gang and have a vested interest in things jogging along in the same way as always are getting a bit edgy. This is no bad thing, of course, because Labour and the Conservatives are used to running things the way that they please. They're not going to wish to see their monopoly challenged. It is exactly the same for television and newspapers. They too are comfortable turning out the same old stuff, all predicated upon the idea that British people only have two options in a general election, and that voting anything other than Labour or Tory is a wasted vote. Just imagine if the Daily Mail and the Guardian had to face a new political reality in this country and formulate new ideas, new political standpoints, rather than just rehashing the same stuff that they use year after year. Those journalists might actually have to work for their living and start thinking some new and original ideas. A terrifying prospect indeed to any of us. I don't personally think that reform will break the mould of British politics, as the old Social Democrats claimed that they would over 40 years ago, but it'll be interesting to watch them try. As for myself, I have found a candidate for whom I can vote in good conscience. I always vote for the Loughton Residents Association in local elections here, and I've always said that I would vote for them in a general election if they were to stand. Fortunately, the son of one of the leading members of the Residents Association is standing for Parliament, and since he and his parents are staunch members of the church where I used to worship and where my daughter attended Sunday school, this seems to me to be a natural choice on Thursday morning.